Let my truck warm up while I tell you all about this Bale wagon again. I'll fire right up. Alright, this is a New Holland 1010 Stackliner, Bale wagon, whatever you want to call it. Stack cruiser. Alright, first of all, this is a run on 540 PTO. This is your pickup, I guess you would call it. It folds down and does all but sit on the ground. I think even some of these you can get a little wheel that this thing will sit and ride on, so it's not held up all the time. And what I found out that's really neat is, see, oh, you got this rope, it hooks it, goes around the pulley, goes around this thing, goes around the pulley, so it's like almost, yeah, it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1. I don't know what the ratio is, but having those two pulleys and this thing here spinning all the time, this right here is spinning with the PTO. So before you shut your PTO off, you pull on that rope real tight, and once it gets tension on this spinning, it makes picking this thing up just like a breeze, because you're pulling against that pulley and it just lifts it right on up. But this, you got your bell sitting on the end here, will go. The end of the bell will hit against this. These chains will pick it up, so it goes from like this, and then it picks up inside of here. Goes up in the air, it hits this little arm right here. Flops it over on this table here. Or this I can call it more a gate than a table. One probably stops, I don't know, maybe about right here. Second one comes up, the chain shoves it over, and then it'll trip this. This thing keeps jamming here. Hold on, let me. I see one thing I gotta work on. Oh, there it goes. Alright, the bell will push over against this. It picks this gate up, but that's in the way right there. Folds all the way back, it sets them right on their end. So you'll have one bell here and one bell there. There's two side by side. Falls down, that goes back to the home position. One bell goes up, second one shoves it over, lifts up, shoves them back as it puts the second set on. Does that 4 times. As soon as that 4th set gets back, it trips this. Shoves on that. This whole table here lifts straight up in the air, and this thing here is supposed to be standing up in the air, but to get it in the barn it has to be folded down. You got these things up top. There's one right there, there's another one, there's a couple more around here somewhere. Them and this here that are pointing towards the back. When it lifts the stack up, it goes right underneath of them, and the top of the stack is held onto these. But this is called a sliding table, I believe it is. And this should be all the way in the front. And when it lifts up and puts the stack of hay there, it'll shove this back as it does. So when you get a full load, these are all the way in the back. And when you tilt it back to like dump your stack, because this whole back table here turns 90 degrees, and these set right on the ground. You'll set it on some pallets or something, or I don't know. These don't have the plungers to shove it off the stack of hay, so you got to set something there to kind of take up some slack so you can pull out from under it, then slide out. This tilts back down again, and then you start the process over again. Or if you want to unload single bale, this gate will lift up, I don't know, maybe to about right here. There's a safety, you flip up and it sets down on it, and you pull this thing here. There's a lever down here. Oh, here it is. And the sliding rack will shove up, and one row of hay will just flop down onto that. Then this chain, see all the teeth they're on the bottom. These hay dogs will come up out of the floor here. These right here. Pick all but one stack up. The stack that's here stays. These teeth will start spinning, or the chain will start spinning. The teeth that are on the bottom will come up on the top, and it shoves the hay right off the side. The hay dogs drop down back on the floor. The rest of the rows slide down. They pick back up all but one, and that kicks them off again. Then they drop on the floor. Second to last row slides down. It picks the last row up. That kicks them off. And once the teeth are back on the bottom again, these drop. The last load goes back in, or slides back down. And these will pick up again, but there's not another stack to drop down again. Then when all the chain spins around is in the floor, that thing will slide up, take another row off to flop down onto here, and it just starts the whole processing. Probably makes no sense what I'm saying, but once you see it in action, you'll be like, oh, that's pretty badass. But I'm going to order all new chains. These pulleys, I mean, this thing must not have been used at all, because these pulleys, I mean, these bearings are tight as shit. I mean, yeah, this thing's got rust on the outside, but it probably just was shedded and it drew moisture. I mean, the only thing that makes it look like it's not even worth a shit is just a little bit of rust on it and discoloration. Just from the sun taking its toll on it when it set out. I'm gonna order this new belt here. I mean, a lot of these chains, like, see, this chain ain't even what I would consider really wore out too bad, and that still has the adjustment left in it. So I mean, other than maybe sanding it down and cleaning it up, I might not really have to do a whole fucking lot. All the hayseed there just from me moving hay around and it getting some dumped on it. See, like these, I'm gonna be getting new springs so they're rusty. But I need to find out what all the different parts I need for this is. I mean, other than the pans that let any moving part on the top here, everything underneath looks gorgeous. And look, the pump's not locked up because look. See, I can spin it over. So I'm hoping the pump's good. Not I'll have to just buy a rebuild kit and rebuild it. But you see one of them in action after you've been picking up hay for it by hand, you'll appreciate one of them things. And what's the point of buying something new for 50, 60,000 for a self-propelled, or 20, 30,000 for a new, well, you know, I think I heard they don't even make the pull ones anymore. They only make the self-propelled. Either way, this thing sounds good with the door open. I just like listening to it run.